In this episode, we will examine the graphical illustration of teenage-related knowledge system. This is a generalized model which can be applied with modifications in individual cases. We will also try to have an understanding about the age of the total being of a teenager. We have in the last episode discussed about the reason behind the mid-teenage period being especially overjoyous. We have found this period having a knowledge system that corresponds to the learning faculties and their nature and stage of development. Its model is given in the illustration you see above. The main feature to be noted is that the spiritual system envelops the physical system. It means the spiritual system builds overall control over the latter system. The system that occupies the peripheral shells is the I or the responsible inner self, which determines the individual's personality. The next feature of supreme importance is that it has a zone of imagination at the core, playing a significant role in the character of the person. As one reaches mid-teen, the intellectual and the emotional faculties also would have grown into well-defined zones of intelligence and love. The system is in a state of flux. The general outlay of the model tends to change as and when the physical system is challenged owing to external stresses and internal deprivations. The worldly realities might compel the physical faculties to come to the fore, pushing back the spiritual system. An untrained physical system might find the situation embarrassing, generating shyness and inferiority complex. Most develop introversion for the soothing of wounded feelings by the withdrawing nerves. This is the sixth slide showing teenage bliss that happens with the merger of the two systems. At the age of 16, the physical knowledge system, emerging from an energized physique, sharp senses, an intellect of pure intelligence, and a mind of love and compassion converges with a spiritual system with an open heart. At this juncture, the totality of the systems has the maximum age, which can be indexed as 16. A conducive spiritual environment brings out the total being of the teenager. The merger brings inward bliss of joy, transporting the individual beyond time-bound realms. The control of the speeding vehicle is taken off by someone despite the physical driver being in position with the hands on the steering wheel. The physical faculties are incapable of expressing the experience. This is the 7th slide, which shows transition to the imaginative physical system. The latter half of teenage period is marked by a transition whereby the control is shifted to the physical system enveloped by imagination. Imagination, as we have already understood, is a storehouse of worldly experiences camouflaged in heavenly bliss gained on the backdrop of heavenly experiences. The spiritual system has nourished, pampered, and brought the field of imagination to full bloom. It emerges to wield control. The system under transition is graphically illustrated in the above slide. The physical being, overwhelmed by worldly attractions, neglects the nafs and its will takes over control. A physical model of a youth who has given up the spiritual leadership with its clothing of bliss is illustrated in the slide you see above. The zone of imagination has given way to the belief system, which now starts to gaining supremacy. A strong belief system gradually emerges from the zone of imagination, subsequent to a filtering through the reality check. The index of the age of the system dips below 13. The adult model we will inshallah deal with in a future episode. Thank you.